Hello and welcome everyone to Silver Asset of the Day for the 17th of September 2021, presented by myself, Phil Carr, at the Gold and Silver Club. So as we get towards the end of the week here, what do you need to be aware of? Well, first of all, everything we discussed with you at the start of the week with the potential for outflows over this week for the dollar to pick up momentum to the upside, which we've seen certainly over Thursday's session, dollar breaking out 0.5% on the day, would result in pressure on the metals. We've seen gold prices break down 2.5% and silver prices, they've broken down 5% on Thursday, all the way back down towards 23 US dollars per ounce. If you watched our week ahead commodity report, if you watched Gold Asset of the Day, you will know that we were expecting and forecasting for pressure to the downside on metals over the course of this week. And in fact, throughout the month of September, it's very common to see metals under pressure as you have end of quarter profit taking. On Friday, you have quad witching. As we go into next week, you have the FOMC statement. You also have China on their public holidays at the beginning of next week. All of this creates an environment where traders are essentially going into risk off. They're taking profit off the table. They're moving into the dollar. And with that, you tend to see the dollar break out to the upside. It's been the same over the last few years. Over the month of September, markets move into risk off. That creates pressure on the downside on the metals here. So the good news being that, of course, if you're aware of this, you then make sure that you bank your profits on the metals, that you go potentially long the dollar or you short the metals to take advantage of this cycle that we've seen time and time again at this time of year. As we discussed with you at the beginning of this week, we're positioned for the long on the dollar here, and we've also made sure that we've banked into strength, particularly on copper, banking 1,500 points just on Friday there, making sure that we've locked in on strength, and we've essentially booked for every one lot there, $15,000 of profit, and for every 10 lot trade, $150,000 of profit on those 5 copper positions. So as it stands now, as we get towards the end of the week, what do you need to be aware of? As you mentioned last week, hedge funds and money managers, they've continued to trim their overall net long position on gold in the last week. So with that, we have seen pressure to the downside. In fact, gold is now down 3% on the week after dropping 2.5% on Thursday. The gold-silver ratio has broken out to the highest level in 1 year, and dollar index is almost back up 1 month highs. Expectation going into next week is that we could see more of this in the lead up to the FOMC statement, which is next Wednesday. We also have end of quarter profit taking, which will likely accelerate as we go into next week. As I mentioned on Friday, you've got quad witching, the closing out of many contracts which will expire on Friday. That again creates a scenario where the dollar often picks up momentum to the upside, and you have China on their public holidays at the beginning of next week, which means thinner liquidity and the potential for more exaggerated moves in the market going into next week as well. So as long as you're aware of all of that, that will help you massively to capitalize on these moves. And again, this comes down to research, statistics, data, being aware of the daily, the weekly, the monthly cycles in the market, knowing how the hedge funds and money managers are positioned to. Overall, hedge funds and money managers, they've increased their overall net long position on the dollar by 8% in the last week. And we've seen a lot of that play out with the dollar breaking out to 1 month highs. Alongside that, of course, you want to be aware of the intermarket correlations, the ratios in the market. Be aware of sentiment, which has dropped quite significantly recently on the metals. We've seen sentiment increase to the upside on the dollar as of late, which has also helped that breakout to the upside. Alongside that, of course, you do want to be aware of key areas of liquidity and, of course, utilize market intelligence data and how the hedge funds and money managers are positioned in the market. That will help you massively to get an edge. So with that, if you would like to join our community of successful traders, learn the research-driven approach to the market, and join our professional mentorship program, there is an opportunity for you to do so. Just make sure you click on the link below today's report in order to make an application to join our professional mentorship program.